Friends, welcome to the B-side of Freedom or Loneliness, where I explain why that quote has made it into my morning playlist. For this entry, I am recording nothing, or as close as I can get to recording nothing, and you will soon understand why. I remember the first time I heard this quote. It was over a summer term last year, and it's something I've been working through ever since, especially since one of my big takeaway from this class has been bodies. The first time I remember really thinking about this quote, other than to think, oh, that's deep, was that summer term, the first time I closed out a bar. The friends I was with there had to leave before me. There was someone waiting for them at home, a dog, or boyfriend or kids. I was living alone that summer. Nobody was waiting for me at home, or with our focus on bodies, no body was waiting for me at home. There's a horseshit trick right there. I joked to them that I was free to close out, but getting my drunk ass back to an empty apartment was lonely. I remember thinking, that's kind of fun since I'm 21, but by like 26, that will suck. That feeling of I will not have to feel like that again, that empty, silent apartment, was challenged by inciting joy. When Ross talks about his father, I helped my father with the housekeeping that came with grandma's death. In the last few years of someone's life, as Charles Bukowski says, they wait for you at night and wake you in the morning. They need so much of you as they die, but then they stop making those sounds. I don't want to sanitize the mourning process, and so I won't. My grandma bitched and whined constantly. We were always kept up by her, always kept waiting by her, but it was proof she was alive. When she died, we were free from it. And that felt awful to think, awful to write, and felt awful to say. But it was true. We were free from her. And that was also lonely. Like Jana said in her response to my MP2 proposal about Barths, silence and nothingness is also how mourning sounds. Ross writes in Inciting Joy how he had to recognize the full of shitness in himself and his father. And I certainly had to when my grandmother passed and was passing. I wrote in my MP1 about preemptive mourning. And so this quote is what had me thinking about it. How do we get ready for that moment when we let ourselves into a home and know we're not going to hear a loved one who we've always heard in there, when we're not going to hear our father or our grandmother? Ross talks a lot about bodies being proof of a person who is alive but one day won't be. And I think sound is the same way too. Hence, there's a loneliness of not hearing a sound of someone waiting for you. When no one offers a text me when you get home, no one offers a get home safely. And now I offer you a glance at my own full of shitness. In my You Are Who I Love, I wrote the following. You ask, yeah, when I say I'll see you Sunday, as if there was a chance you wouldn't, like it would break your heart if you didn't. She, the same she that perhaps all of this has been about, was in her own way waiting for me. And when I graduate, I will always mourn the absence of that, and I will always call it loneliness.